Heyo, what's poppin', gamers? So today I'm joined by my friend Noah Tegland. Do you
Yeah.
want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, so I also review movies.
It's pretty cool. And today we just thought we'd talk about the new Top Gun movie, Top Gun Maverick. So I guess, what did you think?
Well, first of all, it's pretty popular actually. It's Tom Cruise's most popular opening weekend, I think I read.
Oh, is it really?
Wow. Don't take my word for it, but... And another thing, our theater was completely full.
Oh yeah, it was packed.
So full to the point that we actually didn't get tickets beside each other. We kind of ended up separated and just watched the movie like beside strangers, which was fine, I guess, but
it all worked out. We got to see the movie, and
yeah, there was this one old lady sitting next to me, and then she was like literally on the edge of her seat during the climax of the movie, and she was getting nervous. She's like, "Oh my god."
I mean, can't say I blame her. It was pretty exciting.
Yeah, overall, like, it's a well-made movie, especially the action and everything. It's well directed, and all of stunts are real and everything. There's no CGI, so a lot of people like that.
Yeah, I have to agree. I thought all the fight scenes looked super realistic, like compared to lots of other blockbusters that come out these days.
Yeah, I'd say it's potentially more geared towards an older generation.
Oh yeah.
Especially because it's just a classical story, like simple kind of plot that you'd see in an older movie. And all the action scenes are real and everything like that. And it's not really overly complex in any way, like pretty easy to understand. So, a lot of movies these days that people our age like to watch are like potentially overly complex, like unnecessarily. And that doesn't really do it. Like, it keeps it nice and simple, and that's, I think, what kind of works for it.
Yeah. Definitely feels like it's harkening back to like classic blockbusters. And I guess we should say that neither of us have actually seen the original Top Gun.
Yeah,
but
that's a disclaimer. I don't know if that affects our review in any way. I don't really think it does, because there's nothing I didn't really understand throughout the course of the movie.
I think the movie does a good job at filling in the gaps for if you haven't seen it, so.
Yeah, just one point where he has a flashback or anything, but I think the first movie probably wasn't that complex either. So it transitions pretty well. Basically, all you need to understand was that Maverick used to be a pilot, and he was good at it, probably one of the best. And
yeah, it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
I thought all the performances were really solid, especially from Tom Cruise.
Yeah. I think seeing John Hamm yell at Tom Cruise is pretty enjoyable all around.
Oh yeah, that was definitely a highlight. I think the romance in the movie was also pretty good, but I think might have worked for me better if I had seen the original. But
yeah, it didn't really work for me. Like, I didn't really care about his relationship with the woman. I thought the kid was kind of funny, like when he falls out the window. I don't know if this kind of a spoiler, I don't know. But he falls out the window, and then the little girl's just staring at the window. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, that was a good moment.
Yeah, and then she shows up again. At the end, he's fixing his plane, and then he sees the girl show up. But yeah, I feel like the relationship didn't really work for me. It just felt too generic and didn't really fit with the rest of the story. Because it's really just a story about the relationship between older generations and younger, and different ways that they can learn from each other. That's how I felt, at least. He's training these younger pilots, and they have different ways of doing things, and he has his own way of doing things, which is not thinking, I guess. With his main catchphrase in this movie.
Yeah, I think that is a good message to take away from it. Just about different generations learning from each other.
There's a couple of things. Like I said, the relationships didn't work very well, or his relationship didn't work very well, but his partnership, especially with the one student, I don't recall his name right now, but I think that really worked actually pretty well. The one that he ended up on the
I know which one
crashing with and everything. It worked very well. I think that was more impactful than the relationship for sure. And it was probably one of the highlights of the movie, just that dynamic between the two. And another thing I liked was the soundtrack. I thought it helped bring some of the more emotional points home. I thought it was well done all overall, the soundtrack.
Yeah, overall, I think this was a really good time. Definitely a crowd pleaser. And I thought all of the action scenes were super impressively filmed. The script, it was pretty straightforward and not the most complex or anything, but I think it got the job done. Do you have any, I guess, overall thoughts?
Yeah, like I said, the fact that it was simple actually worked really well for it, I think. And it wasn't even like super high stakes or anything either.
Right.
Like they just had a simple mission and then just had to bomb some stuff and avoid some missiles and get out of there.
Mm-hmm.
And of course things kind of went haywire or not the way that they were supposed to, but still, like, the stakes weren't that high, but it still worked in the movie's favor somehow.
Yeah, I'd have to agree.
But my main problems that I'm taking points off for, I guess I would say, are just, it's a little cheesy and campy and, it's classical, but it's just really nothing new for the film genre as a whole. And it's a normal, fun story.
Yeah,
so it's a 6 out of 10.
Those are all fair points. I think for a rating, I'd probably give it a 4 out of 5.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just my opinion. And well, thanks for joining me.
All right,
and,
I'll head out.
All right. Later. Yeah, goodbye.